was my night to put her to bed. And after we finished her evening routine, I brought her up into my lap so that I could rock her to sleep. And as she climbed up into my lap, she carried all of this stuff with her. She had a blanket, one of her favorite stuffed animals, a book that she loved to read. She had a bottle and her binky. And when I eventually flipped her over onto my chest and began to rock her, she was trying to hold all of this stuff together. And I could feel the stress and the anxiety increase in her body. Her breathing got more rapid. She kept squirming around and moving. And it wasn't until she let some of these things go that she could calm down, settle in, and fall asleep. You know, Jesus tells a parable in Luke 12 about a farmer who is trying to amass more wealth. He says he's going to knock down his barns and build bigger ones so that he can acquire more grain and take life easy, eat, drink, and be merry for the rest of his days. But what Jesus does with this story is on the back end of it, he starts talking about worry and anxiety. And he says, I tell you, do not worry about your life, about what you will eat or drink or what you will wear, for your life is more than food and your body is more than clothing. And then he starts to point out all of these things in nature, and he says, look at the flowers of the field. Notice how beautifully dressed they are. Notice the birds of the air and how they have everything that they need. Your Father, he goes on to say, knows exactly what you need and has promised to give it to you. See, sometimes we have this mindset that if I get more in my life, it will cause worry to dissipate. But what Jesus is trying to say here is it's not about what you have or don't have. It's about who or what are you trusting. Are you putting your trust in your money or your stuff to bring you happiness, to bring you security, or are you looking to your Heavenly Father? Because if you look to the things of this world, it will only increase your anxiety. And he goes on to say, for the world runs after all of these things, but your Father knows what you need. He says, seek his kingdom first, and all of these things will be given to you. It doesn't mean your life will be simple and carefree every day. It doesn't mean there won't be any stresses in your life, but Jesus knows what you need. And he's teaching us to trust him to provide for those needs. He says, don't be afraid, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. He says, sell your possessions and give to the poor. Provide purses for yourselves that will not wear out, a treasure in heaven that will never fail. See, we live in a world that thinks we need bigger barns to acquire more stuff. But Jesus contrasts that with a purse. He says, gather for yourself a purse and trust that Jesus will continue to put in that purse exactly what you need. Worry and anxiety don't go away by acquiring more. Worrying and anxiety go away when we trust the one who holds all things together, who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills and has promised to give us what we need day by day. When we rest in the arms of our Heavenly Father and trust that he will provide what we need, we can let stuff go and find that our security and our safety is wrapped up in him. Grace and peace to you.